Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Heartland exploration video today. Today, we are in great old Milwaukee, and we are fishing out on the main lake, and we were fishing for some brown trout and potentially some Lakers. We got a late start to the day. We're going to be fishing the second half of the day, just because I was tired this morning and decided to sleep in, basically. Another thing I want to talk about is that, sorry I haven't posted much in the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to fish. I've been going place for place. We've also been having some difficult weather, but hopefully we can get a video out for you this weekend. I'm feeling confident. I'm getting tons of marks right now, so hopefully we can get on top of a couple fish. That'd be pretty sweet. I talked to a couple guys who were coming off the water when I was coming on. They said that they were catching some fish, so hopefully we can get something going. Anyways, if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy it. Consistent marks just like this. I've been out here for maybe 10 minutes. They haven't had a bite yet, but they just keep on coming. So hopefully I can figure out what they want and get them to bite. Yeah, there are tons of fish out here. Alright guys, well we are hooked up and it's a big fish. Oh, that's not good. We don't want that forward to go like that. I think it's a big steelhead. It jumped already. We have a mess. There are hands. There's a guy in there for now. This rod in. Okay. Now let's fight this fish. He's still there. I'm hoping he's still there. Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's a big steelhead, guys. He came right up to the surface right before I turned this camera on. He did this awesome jump. But it's a big fish. Like, big fish. I saw him up there. Oh yeah. He's got some weight to him, that's for sure. He isn't happy either. Let's try to keep him on this side if we can, as much as possible. I believe it's a big steelhead. I mean, I've caught a bunch of browns this year and haven't had a single brown jump out of the water like this fish did. It's coming across all my gear. Coming back and forth, back and forth. It's coming in easy, but who knows what's gonna happen. I don't even know how good he's hooked. But he feels like he's in something. Boy, he's right here. Wow, he's big. It's a big fish. Doing death rolls. Oh, there he is. Can't tell what it is quite yet. Looks like a big steelhead. Hopefully he stays pinned. Or it's like a king. Maybe it's a king, early king. Oh, I think it's a king. I can't tell yet. Nope, big rainbow. Big, nice steelhead. This is my PB rainbow right here, definitely. Not hooked very well. Oh, not hooked that good. I think it's only got the back treble hook in them. Leader. Big fish. Could be close to 15. But he has got all the piss in the world from this cold water. Got to play her nice and easy. Come on. No, come on. Oh, we got her. It looks like she's in my other gear too, but it is okay. She's in the boat. Oh, big steelhead. Very big steelhead. All right, guys. Well, here's my first fish of the day. First fish in like 3 weeks. Nice steelhead. It's probably about, I don't know, probably 8 to 10 pounds. But she's got a bunch of eggs in her, so we're gonna keep her because the steelhead are starting to run their tributaries now, which I'm excited for. So, first one of the day, not too bad. So, guys, when you keep a fish like this, you're gonna keep her for her meat and also keep her for her eggs. You wanna make sure to cut that main artery and cut some of those gills because you want to bleed her out. It's important for the meat because it makes the meat a lot less fishy tasting, and it's important for the eggs to get all the eggs out because if you're trying to fish spawn with blood in your eggs, it's just not going to work out well. The fish can smell the blood and they don't like that smell. They rather have the fishy egg smell than anything. So yeah, that's why I bleed out all my fish I keep, especially steelhead and browns, just because of that reason. So basically my setup for the day is I got 3 rods out. Both of these ones both have flicker shads on them. That steelhead I caught was on that flicker shad, what is it called? Speckled trout, I believe is what's called. This one I'm letting out now. There was a flicker shad on it, but I'm changing it now. I'm changing it to a deep reef runner. I believe it's like a 6 to 7 inch bait. It's a pink, it's got a pink nose, white belly, chartreuse top or yellow top, I don't know. But anyways, I'm letting this out right now. Oh, I'm letting it out way too far, so let's reel this in a little bit. But I was getting some marks down deep, so that's the reason why I'm letting this one out. That's why I want the reef runner down, because I want to see if there's any Lakers or just some super deep browns or steelhead or something down there. Because I wouldn't mind catching a Laker too. Lakers are fun to catch. They put up a good fight, especially in cold conditions like this. And the water temps in the upper 30s. It's fun. So that's why I'm letting this out. But yeah, I mean, I think I've been out here for probably an hour now, 45 minutes maybe. Caught one fish, one nice fish. Got a lot, I mean, decent amount of sunlight left. Probably four more hours. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully we get a couple more for you guys. Look at that mark. What are the chances one of these rods goes off? That fish is on it. That would be sweet. That would be sweet indeed. And I get it all on film. Huh? All on film. Maybe. Maybe not. Not gonna be nice to me today. Ooh, there's another good mark. Another probably Laker. Oh, he was coming up, but he got darted back down, probably hurt the boat. Alright guys, well, update. It's been a while since I caught that last fish. I think it's been about maybe 2.5 hours since I caught that fish. We're working this entire area. Fish select here. Anyways, we're working this area a lot. I'm trying a new area now where I was fishing a lot in the fall. So hopefully we can try to get something going before the sun completely goes away. We got some cloud cover, which usually helps for these trout. But I guess we got drag racers today. Anyways, see behind me, it looks like a gas freighter. I don't really know, I'm not sure. But from Algoma, Canada, which is pretty cool. I've never seen a Canadian shipped out this far before, so I thought that would be cool. So yeah, we can give it a little bit longer. Don't get anything, we'll go in. But hey, I'm happy I got at least one fish. I've been skunked for forever. Or at least it feels like forever. I've not caught a fish for this amount of time. Yeah. So anyways, that's basically it. We are back in the house now. Not a great day, but not a terrible day. I've had a lot worse days. We caught a really nice steelhead. I just cleaned her up and we got some really nice eggs out of her that we're going to be using for the spring to catch more steelhead in the tributaries. But basically what I'm going to do now, kind of to end the video, is just a walkthrough of what you kind of need, the essentials for a small boat fishing, especially for salmon, trout, and trout on Lake Michigan. Number one, I would say one of the big things is rod holders. These are the full rod holders. They are kind of pricey. They're on the more pricey end of things, but I've used tons of rod holders over the years, and these are the most durable and the most secure that I've ever felt with any type of rod holder. They're super easy to use. That's how there's a lock and unlock. To open them up, you just lift up like that. Super simple. Put your rod in. Your reel sits right in this slot right here, which is super nice because it keeps your entire rod safe. The one thing I like about these is that they're plastic, so they won't rust, and they're super hard plastic, so they're very unlikely to break. The second important thing that I would say for fishing in a small boat is your transducer or your fish finder, depth finder. I got the Lowrance here. This is the Hook 7XTS. This is exactly what you need. You can also even use something that's not even high end. If you just have something that shows your depth and water temperature and your speed, those are the three things you really need to know while you're out there. You don't really need to see if there's fish. It's super nice to have. You don't really need to have live scope. You don't really need to have side imaging. All those things are bonuses. Trust me, they're a huge help. This does have side imaging, which does help me see structure and the fish as well. All right, and now we'll talk about rods. Most trolling rods that you want a very stiff backbone, especially if you're going to use a planer board or a dipsy, and with a pretty flexible tip, because that just will help when you're fighting the fish, especially with the big steelhead and kings and coho and Lakers. When they're doing all their crazy head shakes, you want to have a flexible enough tip that's going to help prevent any hooks getting ripped out of their mouth. This rod actually here, this is an ugly stick. It's a 7/6 medium heavy action with a 1/2 to 2 ounce lure weight and 10 to 25 pound line. We actually got this rod for free from a neighbor. He gave us this rod and the other one that we have that I use all the time. They're both really nice rods. This reel is a Daiwa. It's not my favorite reel in the world. The reason why I don't like this is because the drag system is a little funky sometimes. It works. I've caught, I think, almost all my biggest fish on this setup alone. The line I have on here, 25 pound mono with about a 5 to 6 foot leader of 15 pound fluorocarbon. I then have a little snap swivel there. And the bait that's been catching all my fish this year is right here. This is the speckled flicker shad, speckled trout flicker shad from Berkeley. It has caught, I would say, probably 70% of my fish this year. It has caught 3 of my PBs for this boat. It is a great lure. It's got a great rattle. It's got some great super tight action. So yeah, this is basically rod setup. Got 2 of these rods, and then we have a couple other ones that we use for dipsy divers and planer boards. Alright, so now a net, super important, especially when you're trolling. One big thing about a net is you really want a long handle, just like this. It makes it a lot easier to scoop and get the fish. The one thing I don't like about this net that much is that it's not super deep, which makes it a little bit more difficult to land the fish. It is not the end of the world though. I've landed plenty of big fish with this net this year, but in the future I will be upgrading this net for sure. So yeah, and then we're going to go over a little safety tips. Of course, it is required by state in Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota. Everywhere you fish, you have life preserves, life jackets. I always keep at least 2 of them in the boat at all times. Usually I'm only going to have 2 people in the boat. Another important thing is you must have your lights for when it's dark out. Also a fire extinguisher, first aid kit, those are also important things. You also are required to have a whistle by state law for Illinois and Wisconsin. That is just in case you sink or your boat sinks and you're in the water floating. You get that whistle so you can call for help. It is also can be helpful to have a radio on boat so you can hear if weather's moving in, or you can also radio for help. You can also talk to other fishermen to see how they're doing. So those are like those big, most important probably safety tips. I'm probably forgetting something, but if you do think of anything, drop it down in the comments and let me know so you can remind me. Alright, now we'll talk about motors. So of course you got your trolling motor. A lot of guys like to put them in the front. I would prefer to have my trolling motor in the front, but we have other rigs up there, so that's not accessible. But I love to have a trolling motor on the boat with me at all times, especially if this thing decides to not work, especially because this is an older motor, or if we run out of gas, we always have this for backup. This boat is a 14-foot Alumacraft, and we have a 15 horsepower motor on it. This thing is in my opinion, is the perfect amount of horsepower. For this boat, I was driving around today in Milwaukee with this, and I was going 22 miles per hour, which I think is plenty enough speed for a boat this size. It's super durable. Of course, you've got to have your gas tank in here. This is a 5-gallon gas tank. This lasts me around probably close to 3 trips, which is awesome. I can go out for 2 straight days and a half day, and we only use 5 gallons of gas. So, especially a smaller motor won't use as much gas. So now I'm going to talk about live well. All small boats don't come with live well. Ours did. This live well is about 30 inches long. It's about 1 foot deep, 1.5 foot deep, and it's probably about 1 foot across. So it's a big enough live well. I fit multiple big fish in here. I think I had 4 cohos in here at once, which I had tons of more room for them in here. The nice thing about this live well is that my dad and I this past summer installed a pump and an aerator that pumps fresh water into here. We have a bottom drain, that's where it flushes out all the water at the end of the day. We also have our secondary drain, which when the water gets filled up, it pushes out water. I actually had that Steelhead in here today, so you can see that the water was getting pumped out of here when I was cycling in new fresh water. We love that we added this new pump. It helps a lot. It keeps your fish nice and fresh. You also don't have to be taking a bucket like this and dumping water in there all the time. You can just turn on a little switch in the back and it just pumps right through. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. I know it's a little bit different kind of episode than what you're used to. Hopefully we can get on some more fish for you guys in upcoming weeks. But if you did like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to always keep exploring.